Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the new iOS 10. But we're not just going to be taking a look at all of the features that you've already seen in WWDC. We're going to talk about what it's like to use and what features Apple didn't talk about. So on Monday, I was able to download the new Beta 1 of iOS 10. And I can tell you it's been a bit of a mixed bag to use. Some features I really like, some features I just really couldn't care less about. But what we're going to do today is not just talk about all of the features that Apple already mentioned in their keynote. If you want to see those, go ahead and click on this video right here, or check down in the link below. That's my WWDC recap video from a few days ago. That'll have all of the listings for the new features that Apple introduced. What we're going to do today is talk about what it's like to use iOS 10 and what features are new that Apple didn't mention at all. So let's jump right in, and we'll start, of course, with the lock screen. Because with iOS 10, the lock screen is quite new. You may have noticed as I pulled the phone up, it just wakes the lock screen right away. That's the new feature called Raise to Wake, and I must say, I really like it. Now, this is the iPhone 6s, so as you know, if you have an iPhone 6s, the Touch ID is crazy fast. So much so that if you actually use it to wake your phone with iOS 9, you'll just blow right past your notifications and you'll never even see them. That's why we have Raise to Wake, because if I'm looking at my notifications, I can just go whoop, and then see them all there, and then you actually have to press the home button again to actually unlock the phone. Let's start here on the lock screen, but if we swipe over to the right, you'll notice we actually get a full spotlight search. So you can see I have my music widget, weather, Siri app suggestions, news, activity, and mail widgets. You can click edit at the bottom. You will have to do your Touch ID, but then you can actually add all of these widgets right to your lock screen. Now that's the first feature that we get on the lock screen. If we swipe over to the left, you'll notice we open up the camera. There it is. Wow, look at that. And of course we can go right back to the lock screen from there. When we unlock the phone, you'll notice we do have a new application. That is, of course, the Home app. That is for synchronizing all of your HomeKit stuff in the same way that the Health app is for synchronizing all of your health stuff. So, the first thing that I'm going to do with this Home app is delete it. Yeah, that's how we do it. Because I don't like the Home app. I don't have an automatic lights or automatic anything really in my house that I can control with it, so what's the point of having it? Apple clearly has recognized this. As you may have seen, a lot of these apps are deletable. That's incredible. In fact, you can delete the calendar, weather, maps, videos, notes, reminders, stocks, iTunes Store, iBooks, mail, and music. All just throw them away. Now let's say we're just chilling out when all of a sudden we get, let's say in this instance, a text message. Well, what do you know? There's one now. If I force touch on it, you'll notice what I actually get is this whole little window that shows the context of the message. So gone are the days of swiping down and then you can only see the one message that you're replying to. Now you can actually see all of the messages in your conversation with someone, and I can reply right here, send it. The window will actually stay open so that if the person responds while I still have this open, let's say you're having a rapid fire conversation, there we go, we can see the response right there and we can actually just scroll around. I really love that. We can also access all the other message features like the drawing, which actually does open the message app if you click on it, but still, that's cool. In the same vein as rich notifications, which by the way are accessible from the lock screen, 3D Touch has a lot more stuff going on with it now. Now let's take a look at the music app. If I force touch on it, you'll see that in addition to getting shortcuts like search, beats 1, and playing the last song that I played, there are also 2 shortcuts down at the bottom to play either a song or a playlist that I have on the phone. The same goes for mail. You'll see I have a little window at the bottom, which is the same window, ironically, as you get with Spotlight Search over here. You get these widgets when you 3D touch on the application as well as when you go into Spotlight view. Another place where this works very well is on Apple Maps. So if I 3D touch on it, you'll see it can tell me right here that I parked my car 3 hours and 56 minutes ago. If I go ahead and click on that, it'll give me this little car notification telling me where it is, and then I can get directions there right away. Just wait for that to load, and then it'll give me my route. We just go ahead and click go, and here we go. We have our new navigation interface. It looks quite nice. You can see up at the top we have the directions, which are in black, and we can actually scroll on these, so it'll tell us which order our directions are in. We can also swipe up here on the bottom and get those same details in nice big font so that we know that they're there. From that same pull-up menu, we can access our audio controls, so we can turn the volume up and down. We can also turn it off if you don't like having your navigation talk to you, and you can have the audio pause or not. Now there's a lot more functionality within Apple Maps itself now. You can see right there I have a little bit of a weather thing just telling me what temperature it is where I am right now. And what I can also do is go ahead and let's go for food. Let's go to by the dozen. And if I get directions to that, I can click on ride right here. And I currently don't have any apps available, but if you had like Uber or Lyft, those apps would show up, so you could call a car and then actually watch it arrive with tracking, all without leaving the Maps app. Now I'd like to talk about one thing that Apple didn't even mention in their keynote on Monday. If we open the Clock app, you'll notice not only a brand new dark theme, which is rumored to be coming to all of iOS now, you may have seen screenshots for it in Messages, but you'll see down at the bottom, right in the middle, is a new pane called Bedtime. Now, what this does is it allows you to set a sleep and wake time with this little dial, which can set when you want to go to bed and when you want to wake up. You'll notice down at the bottom we have what's called the sleep analysis graph. So I've only had this for 2 days, so I only have 2 days worth of analysis. But we can see that yesterday I did a pretty good job of meeting my bedtime. I just went a little bit over, and I woke up exactly on time. The day before, however, I did not do so well. It looks like I went to sleep a little bit late and woke up a little bit too early. So let's say I want to make some adjustments, so I'm kind of feeling a little tired, so let's say I want to go to bed at 9:50. That sounds about right. But I want to keep my day active, so I'm going to wake up at 6:30. That'll give me the same amount of sleep. Now what the app will do is at 9:50 it will give me a notification that'll tell me to go to sleep, and then at 6:30 I'll get my alarm. So this is nice because we don't have to create and delete alarms for every time we want to wake up. All you have to do is slide the slider. Oh dear, 2:55. Also in the Clock app we have a new interface for the stopwatch, which is a lot like those old nautical looking stopwatches. I kind of like that. Let's look at some of the new things in the Photos application. So if I click on it, you'll notice there's a new pane called Memories. Now what this does is it intelligently groups your photos into albums based on when and where they were taken. So for example, let's go up here to Amsterdam, and you'll see I have all of these pictures from Amsterdam, including this map that shows me where the pictures were taken. Lovely. Now, you'll see up here we have a little play button. What I can do is create a slideshow. That's pretty cool. And you'll see we can scrub through it down there, we can change the genre of the music that we want, and we can change the length of the thing. So that's pretty cool. That's a lot like what you can do in iMovie and Photos on the Mac, but now you can do it right here on your iPhone without having to do any extra work or import things into iMovie. Now the other new things come in Messages. You'll notice when I click in it, at the bottom we have a new feature. Wow, look at that. This allows us to draw. Ooh, I can draw a little shape, and then we can send it. And it gives us a lovely little animation. Now, of course, it's not going to work because no one else in my contacts, especially Bartholomew, the fake person, has an actual iOS 10 iPhone. So the other thing that we can do is send it with a screen effect. So here we go, we could send it with balloons. That's fun. We could send it with confetti. That's cool, I guess. Ooh, that's fun. We could send it with a laser show. Wow. Oh, fireworks. Those are fun. I love fireworks. Or we could send it with, oh, a shooting star. That's so sweet. Yay, I'm so excited. Personally, I think all of those are kind of gimmicky, and I would probably never use them, unless I'm being ironic or stupid. One thing that I'm a little bit confused about is the addition of a great many search functions into iOS. So, if we swipe over here in Spotlight, oh, there's a search bar. If we go down and we swipe down, oh, there's the same search bar. Or if we go into Notification Center, oh look, there's the same search bar again. I don't know why Apple feels the need to have the same search bar 3 times, but I'm hoping that they'll fix that by the time the actual release of iOS 10 comes out. I don't know why you would want to have 3 equally easy ways of accessing the same thing when you could just have one. So let's talk about a few of the features that Apple didn't mention, but that are actually really cool. So the first thing is, if we go into the music settings pane, you'll notice there's a new option, optimize storage. So you'll see in this pane, we have the chance to actually optimize our storage for music so that you can delete songs that you haven't listened to in a long time. That's useful if you run out of space a lot on your 16 gigabyte iPhone, which they should not have anymore. 32 is the minimum, guys, come on. Another new feature is here in Maps. There is actually toll avoidance as an option for navigation now. In Photos, there is now live photo stabilization, and as you may have noticed, there is no longer a game center. However, my favorite of all of the new features for iOS 10 that were not announced is Notes collaboration. In a regular note, you'll notice up on the top right of the screen is a little person icon with a plus button. Now let's go ahead and click that, and you'll notice that we can actually add people to this note, kind of like a Google Doc, but right here in the notes. Let's go ahead and click on message, and you'll notice it'll bring up an automatically filled in message thing that I can send to whoever I want, and it'll send them the link to collaborate on this note. So thanks guys for watching this video. That's all we have for today's review of iOS 10. And you know, I have to say overall, for a first beta, this is pretty freaking good. There have been minimal bugs. I have found it really usable, and I have to say, as a whole, I really like the new features. The messages are a little bit gimmicky, the new slideshows and photos seem a little bit useless, but rich notifications, the new lock screen, the new Maps features, and the new 3D Touch features, I think make this a really, really solid update. And I'm really excited to see what Apple does as they continue to refine this as we get towards the iPhone 7 launch in September. As usual, make sure to follow me on Twitter at LukeMiani, and don't forget to give a like down below and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks, because for realsies, I am actually going to El Salvador. So, goodbye.